Hey guys, Luis Moreno here with 360 Insurance Group. Today I'm going to answer a question that one of my agents asked me. It's a great question. This senior who has Medicare Part A and B is 67 years old and is still working and utilizing her insurance at work. She's got employer-sponsored insurance. She's got some high-cost medications and she's paying some low copays for those medications. Now that she's entering the world of Medicare, she's getting some sticker shock. I'm going to show you what sticker shock she's having to deal with. But before I do that, guys, I need for you to subscribe to my channel, like, and comment on this video. All right. So with that being said, guys, let's assume that this senior is here right now, and we're having a conversation. And this senior is going to be retiring soon. They're taking these medications, and they've got to figure out what to do. So we're going to assume we've done a couple of things. We are going to assume that she's already signed scope of appointment. I'm going to do this compliantly. Also, we're going to assume that I've done my Medicare 101 presentation, which is in my Smartbook. Guys, this is where not only do I teach agents from this book, but I also utilize this book when I'm sitting with my seniors. I want to educate them in Medicare 101. Okay, I want to set myself apart from all the other agents out there. So we're going to assume we've done that, because what we're going to do here, guys, we're going to focus just on the prescription side of things. We are not going to focus on the Medicare, on the medical side of things. Okay, so guys, here is my Medicare Smartbook. Guys, I created this book. I used a form of it way back in the day, and it's kind of evolved into a book that it never leaves my side. I use this book. It's a great reference tool. I've got a lot of great information. Plus, it allows you to present to your insurers in a compliant way. Guys, I got it for sale. It's $50, guys. It's not a lot of money, and I update it every year, and you get lifetime updates. Okay, so click down below if you want to get yourself a copy of it. All right, we're going to assume that this insured is starting Medicare. I have done my job. I've gathered a list of medications, and I have entered them into the broker portal where I do my research for my plans. I also use a tool called Sunfire, and this tool is a pretty decent tool that helps me determine. It helps me narrow down plans. I got the plans down for my area, so I don't use this very much, but it's a great tool that's available to you. All right, so senior sitting here in front of me. I've done my job. I've explained all the medical, the medical side of Medicare to this insured, and now I'm diving into the prescription side of things. Now that we are in the prescription side of things, guys, I will tell you, it does not matter if they're getting a MAPD, a Medicare Advantage plan that has prescription drugs built into it, or if they are getting a Medicare supplement with a standalone prescription drug plan. The engine inside those two plans is identical. Okay, it's got 4 parts to it. Okay, the 4 parts are right here, guys. There's stage 1, which is the deductible stage. Stage 2 is the initial coverage stage. Stage 3 is the donut hole, or the coverage gap stage. And stage 4 is the catastrophic stage. Okay, so every plan is going to have these stages. Now, they're different in some fashion with every plan, but they're all going to have these 4 stages. So the initial deductible. So there's a deductible they have to meet. Some plans have a $0 deductible for all the tiers. Some plans will have a deductible. I think it's as high as maybe 500. I'm just trying to go off memory, but most of them are in the $400 range, $400 and something range. And these deductibles will apply to certain tiers. All of your medications are going to fall into a certain tier. They're either going to be tier 1, which is preferred generics, tier 2, non-preferred generics, tier 3, preferred brand, tier 4, non-preferred brand, tier 5, specialty drugs, and in some plans we'll have a tier 6, which is a list of drugs that this plan puts together of the most commonly used drugs by seniors on those plans. And those are usually $0 copays. All right. So you've got to know your plans, guys. You got to know which tiers have deductibles. Now, after the deductible has been met, what happens is they move on to stage 2. In stage 2, I look at this as a small little checking account that these seniors have. And in this checking account, it's the amount of money that is in there is $4,666.60. That's it. Okay, that is what they have to spend for prescription drugs for that entire year. That may or may not be a lot of money. Depends on the medications, guys. There are some very high cost medications that will eat that money out in a couple of months. Now, once this money has been utilized, they go to the donut hole. This is not a good thing to be in, guys. When they're in the donut hole, instead of paying copays, they're paying a percentage. And I'll get into that in a minute. And then after they've met this dollar amount, this $7,400, then they go into the catastrophic stage. Once here, they're going to pay the greater of $4 for generics, or 5%, or $10 and 5% for those brand name drugs. Okay. Every single plan has these 4 stages. Okay. So in the initial coverage, guys, let's assume that they go get a medication. And let's assume that this medication costs $100. And let's assume that it is a tier 2, $3 copay medication. Okay. So they pay $3 to go get this $100 medication at the pharmacy. What will happen, guys, is the entire $100 is going to be removed from this $4,660. And as they go out, as they do this throughout the year, their medications are eating up this amount of money that they have in here. Okay. And the good thing is that these seniors every month get an EOB, an explanation of benefits, that lets them know where they're at and when they're going to enter the donut hole based on the current use of their medications. Now, after they've used all this money up, they go into the donut hole. This is not a good thing, guys. When they're in this donut hole, what happens is instead of paying $3 for that medication, now they have to pay 25%. Pay $25. $3 to 25. Not very much, but for these seniors, some of them go haywire. Some of them go crazy that they're paying out $25 for that $3 med. But there's nothing that can be done, guys. Nothing. That's the way Medicare is. What I usually tell my seniors is, welcome to Medicare. This is the way it is. Okay. Now, this true out of pocket, the co-pays that they paid when they were over here, guys, that money goes towards that $7,400. Okay, so that's a good thing. Now, as they're gathering medications or as they're consuming these medications, we'll go back to that $100 medication. Okay, so when they are paying that $25 for that $100 medication, now that they're in a donut hole, a total of $95 will get applied towards that $7,400. And this is the way it is. So 5% of that $100 is paid by the plan. That they're not going to apply that 5% to that $7,400. What's going to get applied to that $7,400 are 2 things: the 25% that the insured pays and the 70% that the manufacturer pays for that drug, the discount that they get. So that $100 medication, $95 goes towards the $7,400. If it's $1,000 med and that insured pays $250, $950 goes towards meeting the $7,400. As they progress and as they continue paying for those medications, once they reach $7,400, they're done, guys. At that point, they go to the catastrophic stage. They start paying this. And then what happens in this stage, they will stay here until the year ends. When the new year starts, this cycle restarts all over again. what has happened in the past is and this is good, is these amounts have increased. Not very much, but they have. All right. So I've made that explanation to my senior. My senior's like, okay, I know how it works now. I understand it. Now there's only one way that this engine is changed. And that is when these seniors have a certain income to qualify for LIS, low income subsidy. If they qualify for LIS, then what happens is you can do away with this and they go into this. Again, this is only for people who qualify for LIS. So they will have LIS level 1, 2, 3, or 4. And depending on the tier of the medication and depending on the level of LIS, this is what the cost will change to. Having LIS is a very good thing in the arena of prescriptions. They are making less money. Okay, forget that. But in our world, in this conversation that we're having about prescription drugs, qualifying them for LIS is a very good thing. Guys, check out some of my other videos. Just go in there and how to qualify for somebody for LIS, and I have a video on that. Okay, so seniors are here, and everything is this senior retired. They have good income. They do not qualify for LIS, so they're going to have to deal with this. Now, I went to one of my carrier sites, and what I did is I entered some of the medications that they're taking. Okay, now I entered 3 medications. The list that I've got here were of 5 medications, I believe. Let me double check that. 5 medications, but 2 of the 5 are over-the-counter medications. The Omezapril, that one is over-the-counter, and Loratadine, which is an allergy medication, that one also is over-the-counter. Okay, all right, so they've got these 2 meds. And so I'm only looking at these 3 medications. All right. So once I've entered these medications into my my drug tool here, what I will do is I will review them. I will select the zip code and do my thing. Okay. Now let's assume that we are going to go with an Advantage plan and we're going to go with an HMO. 2 of the 3 drugs are covered. Not a good thing. Okay. If I go with the PPO, 2 of the 3. Okay. And this is a different plan, 2 of the 3. Not a good thing. So let's see what we found out. So this one medication here is covered as a tier 2 Trilogy. Okay, this is over the counter, so this was not going to be covered. I'm going to put the other medication in here. I did forget about this one. Okay, she is taking a 50 milligram tablet. All right, now that we've got it added. Okay, now we're rocking. Okay, I was a little off on that one. All right, here we go. Okay, so I already knew that this one was not covered because this one is over the counter. But 3 of these medications are covered. So we've got levothyroxine, it's a tier 1. We've got the Celosebex, I think, a tier 2. And then this Trilogy, tier 3. Okay. The good thing is with this one plan, all 3 of these medications fall under a $0 deductible. So they're going to go straight to stage 2 and just pay the copays. Okay. So tier 1, they will pay 0 for this medication. Tier 2s, they will pay $4 for this medication. And the Trilogy, they will pay $47 for this medication. Not a bad deal here. Okay. That's on the HMO. I go to the PPO and let's see what's going on here. On the PPO, and guys, here's what I'm going to do, just so I can get this thing unconfused. Let's go in here and let's remove this one medication. All right, let's go to the PPO. On the PPO, guys, my costs are a little higher. Okay, this one is a tier 1. Well, just the Celebix is the initial cost went up a little higher. Okay, now this is assuming that the insurer is going to take a Medicare Advantage plan. Now, if this insured is going to take a supplement with a prescription drug plan, let's look at the options here. Okay, the good thing is on this Walgreens, this ARP Medicare Walgreens plan, okay, the good thing is all three drugs are covered. We've got one of the medications is a tier 1, and then the other 2 medications are in tier 3. Okay, now in this plan, a little bit different. Look at this. On the PDP, only tier 1s have a $0 deductible. Tiers 2 through 5 have a $350 deductible. And then after that, they're going to fall into tier 3. Now, let me do one thing here, because I don't, this 1888 is a little odd. So I'm going to actually go into the plan details here. Okay, and I'm going to go pull the actual documents for this. And let's go look at a tier 3, because that 1888 to me is a little off. Okay, so tier 3 drugs, $40 copay. Okay, so these medications that are, let's go back to reviewing drug cost, and we're on the PDP, tier 3, right here, $40 copay, guys. That's what it should be. Now, I don't know where they're getting that 1888 from. Again, this is why you've got to learn. You've got to learn your plans. Okay, so tier 1s are $1, tier 2 are $10, tier 3 are $40. All right, so we know now that this tier 3, okay, I know I was a little off. I was looking over here. I should have been looking here. So tier 1, $1, tier 3 and tier 3, $40 copays. I don't think that's too bad, but I do think this insured was paying a little bit less. Okay, so guys, this is one way to do your research. Okay, it is what it is for these seniors that are entering Medicare. Another way that you could do it is you can use Sunfire. Okay, in Sunfire, I have entered the medications already. And when I entered these medications in here, I've got 4 medications, and I'm going to go to details, and I'm going to go to drug cost here, and I can start researching these different plans. So this is with Humana, not United. And on this plan, this Humana PPO, one medication is a tier 1, another one is a tier 2, another one is a tier 1, and this one is a tier 3. Okay, I don't like to use these initial numbers here, other than what is a good thing on this application is, what is the retail cost for this medication? This right here, $676, guys, this is telling me that this insured is going to enter the donut hole pretty quickly. Okay, I mean, I'm just making a mental note of that. But tier 3, well, what does a tier 3 really mean? So what I'm going to do here to figure out the tier 3, guys, I'm going to scroll down to the very bottom. I'm going to pull the summary of benefits for this Humana plan, and I'm going to go to tier 3. So when I get to the prescription portion. Hope that's not giving you much of a headache, but okay, so tier 3 is a $47 copay. So always pull the summary of benefits when you're doing your work on Sunfire, and that way, once you know what tiers these medications are in, don't go by these estimated costs. This is just maybe the retail cost, just kind of a guide, but utilize the tier and then go to the summary of benefits to see what that initial cost is going to be. So for this insured, guys, I don't have a problem recommending United in this scenario. The insured needs to decide if they want to go with a Medicare supplement and a prescription drug plan, or if they want to go with a Medicare Advantage plan. We just don't know. Guys, I hope that helps you out. Do me finish off help me finish off here with a great finish. Please subscribe to my channel, like, comment on this video, and then go down below, guys, in the comments. I got some tools there for you. I've got the Smartbook that you can go down there and purchase. I've got a CRM that I love using. We've even got a course that will help you do social media ads that I utilize for all of my new business. So guys, thank you so much. Appreciate it.